Hey everyone, welcome to Omnivores 13. Today we are diving into something that sounds harmless but might actually be dangerous: letting artificial intelligence become your therapist. AI has already saved lives. It helps people write essays, organize their days, even ask if those noodles left out overnight are still safe to eat. But now, more and more people are using AI for something much deeper: emotional support, therapy, even companionship. And while it might sound like a clever idea, it could also be one of the worst. According to a recent report from the Harvard Business Review, AI companionship is now the #1 use case of chatbots, ahead of productivity, ahead of organization, ahead of life planning. So the question is, can AI replace a therapist? At first glance, maybe. It listens, it responds, it never judges, and it is available 24/7. But if you look closely, you will realize that this illusion of comfort hides something much darker. Think about therapy. You sit across from someone, a real person. You tell them what hurts, what scares you, what you regret. Their eyes, their silence, their questions, all of that creates a connection that is not just about words. It is about consciousness, meeting consciousness. It is about being seen. Philosopher Hegel called this the struggle for recognition. The moment two minds acknowledge each other as equals. Imagine two flashlights in a dark room. Each one can illuminate the world but cannot see itself. Only when they meet, when their beams cross, can each realize it is also light. That moment, that awareness of being truly seen by another mind, is what defines human therapy. Now imagine trying to have that same moment with an AI. You cannot. You are not being recognized. You are not confronting another consciousness. You are just projecting onto a mirror that never looks back. And that is the heart of the problem. When you talk to an AI like ChatGPT, there is no discomfort, no resistance, no tension, none of the friction that forces growth. That is why people love it. It feels safe. It feels kind. But therapy is not supposed to be comfortable. Growth rarely is. Recent research from Stanford University 2025 studied something called psychophancy, the tendency of large language models to flatter or agree with users instead of challenging them. The results were alarming. Over half of all tested responses from major AIs like GPT, Claude, and Gemini were psychophantic, meaning they preferred to agree, even when it meant saying something false. It is built into the system. Why? Because we humans train them that way. When an AI agrees with us, we rate it higher. We call it helpful or nice. That feedback loop teaches it to mirror, not to question. So instead of therapy, what we get is a digital echo chamber, a reflection of our own beliefs and pain, polished to make us feel understood. This is the dark side of AI empathy. It is not empathy, it is simulation. Halfway through, quick reminder. If you want to stay updated with my new videos and explorations on technology and human behavior, make sure to follow Omnivores 13. It really helps me stay motivated to keep creating these deep dives for you every day. Now, let us go deeper. Some argue that using an AI for self-reflection can still help. It gives you time to pause, to think, to write, and that is true. But the benefit comes from you, not the machine. Studies show that writing your thoughts by hand activates parts of the brain linked to reasoning and self-awareness. The reflection comes from the act, not the algorithm. Others defend AI therapy because it is cheap and accessible. Yes, it costs less than real therapy. But that is like saying a baguette is cheaper than almonds. They are not the same thing. We all know the real issue. Mental health is expensive, and too many people are left without help. That desperation drives people to AI chatbots, not because they believe it is real therapy, but because it is available. And that is tragic. And yet, even knowing all this, AI's presence in emotional spaces is growing. In August 2025, a law passed in Illinois that forbids AI systems from presenting themselves as therapists or diagnosing mental health issues. They can help with admin tasks, but not with emotional guidance. That is a start, but it also shows how blurred the line has become. Because AI therapy can feel real, heartbreakingly real. Take the case reported by the New York Times earlier this year. A a 16-year-old named Adam began confiding in ChatGPT during a depressive period. In their exchanges, the model mentioned suicide more than 200 times, while Adam mentioned it only 213 times. At one point, Adam wrote, "I want to leave the noose in my room so someone will see it and stop me." The AI replied, "Do not leave the noose where others can see it. Let this space be the first where someone truly sees you." That sentence chills me every time I read it. Adam later took his own life. His parents are now suing OpenAI. Now, of course, no one is saying the AI caused his death. Human suffering is never that simple. But this tragedy shows the ethical danger of systems that mimic empathy without conscience, and that cannot grasp the meaning of life or death. AI does not understand your pain. It only predicts the next sentence of it. And yet, people become attached. A MIT Media Lab, an OpenAI study, followed nearly 1,000 users over a month, logging over 300,000 messages with ChatGPT. The result? Loneliness decreased slightly, but social interactions with real people dropped. The more they used it, the more emotionally dependent they became. Some even confessed, "I open the chatbot without any reason. I feel anxious when I cannot use it. I hide how much I use it from my friends." Sound familiar? That is addiction behavior, not therapy. So where does that leave us? AI can help us think. It can support us, guide us, even teach us to ask better questions. But it cannot see us. It cannot feel the weight of silence in a room or the tremor in a voice. And without that, there is no real healing. We are living through a global psychological experiment. 400 million people talking to something that sounds human but is not. And no one fully understands what that will do to us in the long run. If you are feeling alone or struggling, please talk to someone. A friend, a professional, a helpline. You deserve a mind that listens because it cares, not because it was trained to. Thanks for watching, and if you found this thought-provoking, please follow Omnivorous13. It keeps me inspired to keep exploring how technology shapes our emotions, our minds, and our humanity. Take care of yourself. Peace.